If I was animated, how big do you reckon they'd make my head?
It would be pointless. You'd look like a pop vinyl. Coco.
Just seeing how else you can say Coco.
Coco. Coco. Coco. Oh, that's a good one.
Coco!
Yeah. Ow, it hurts through the
Sorry.
mic though.
What are we reviewing this week?
I can't remember. Coco.
Yes.
You big fool, I just said it.
Pixar, Disney's new animated film.
Yeah.
What could we have watched a review this week but didn't bother to?
The Post. We will watch it.
Yeah.
We just didn't watch
Will we?
it. We didn't watch
We'll
it in
get
time.
around to
Yeah,
it.
we will. I'm definitely seeing that. And also, we will see it just we didn't see it in time for this week.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
Coco.
Yeah.
Initial. Ah!
Your phone's ringing.
Ah, screw it.
Uh,
First week.
First week.
First week. Sorry, I've got a call here. Let me just answer it. I'm joking. First impressions is what I meant to say.
Week.
First week.
I knew I was just watching you struggle.
Thanks.
First impressions. It's very pretty.
But
I like the songs. I like there's things I like about. I'm not going to go into that because that's what we're going to talk about it. But our thing is that I liked, but it's nothing new and it's not major exciting. Yeah, I'm not fussed on never seeing it again or yeah.
oh, I'm joking though.
No, not though. It's not.
It didn't feel like a Disney film
No,
or a
I know
Pixar
what
film
you mean. I know what you mean.
at all. Like, I don't know why it didn't feel like it felt like I fell asleep in it, even though I didn't. It kind of felt like I'd missed something because it kind of felt like it was just going along and nothing really
Yeah, it felt
exciting
like
happened.
I don't know what the companies are that do other animation that looks like Pixar but aren't Pixar. But you know, kind of just the ones. Oh, I said to you the ones that we like show on a Saturday morning. Those kinds of films. It just felt like I don't know. You know, Pixar when they come out, it normally feels like oh, this has been in development for years and years, and there's like so much thought gone into it.
Some of the ideas, the whole like crossing the idea of him fading, and some of the ideas in here
Yeah.
felt very Inside Out. But anyway, like some of the
Yeah.
ideas felt like they had like felt like Pixar.
Yeah.
But then I just think the whole like, it just did feel like it just went along. It didn't feel like there was any kind of.
Well, I think it's like it's just taken what people believe and made it into a Pixar film like that. That, as far as I know, that is true. That is what people do. Is they put up
Yeah, well, the Day of the
pictures.
Dead.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have the Day of the Dead, and yeah,
Which is nice to make into a film.
it's lovely, and I think it is a great idea for a film. I don't think there's anything wrong with the idea. I just don't know that they explored it all that well. I think it kind of got caught up in the whole thing of talking so much about him trying to find his great grandfather and the sort of misdirection of who he was or wasn't.
Yeah.
That it kind of lost the whole thing of the Day of the Dead and them crossing over, which was the best part, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it turned to an act. It was like any of them, isn't it? It's like it turns like these ideas kind of into an action adventure. And I
Yeah.
feel like Inside Out did that, even that was great. I feel like the adventure they went on, I was like, we always have to go on this adventure across lands.
I didn't mind that so much because it was a smaller part, whereas this was the whole film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was no surprise in sort of them being skeletons or anything, because obviously that's all the marketing. So you've seen all of that, so it didn't have. There was no surprises. The narrative wasn't surprising at all. Like you saw everything coming, which I know you can say, oh, it's fine. It's only a kids' film, but Pixar can do better than that.
No parents. Wait. Spoilers. No parents died. Or his parents. Miguel's parents didn't die.
No,
That's new.
his great grandmother died.
Parents died.
His
Yeah,
great grandmother.
but the parent, one of the parents always gets it.
Yeah, normally.
So.
Yeah. But I guess the thing is, it's meant to be Coco, and both her parents are gone.
Yeah.
Her father was
It's interesting they
murdered,
called it Coco as opposed to Miguel.
yeah.
Also, it just sounds better, doesn't it? That's probably why they did it.
Even though
I felt
people are
like-
still going to call him Coco for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My issue with this, there's two things. One, it felt like Good Dinosaur, where it was just like a test in how pretty they could make it look and what they
Yeah.
could do with it, as opposed to being like and to sell toys, as opposed to being like this is like a piece that we really wanted to do, and we are in love with this.
Yeah, it's a shame because, like I say, I think the idea is great, and if somebody said, "Oh, this is what they're going to do a film on," I would have been like, "Oh, I'm going to love that."
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like they explored it anywhere near enough. I don't know.
It felt quite short, but then I don't think it was that short.
No, it's not that short. No.
And then also another thing of it is it feels very much like Kubo.
Yeah.
It's even called Coco, and I kept actually saying Kubo because it feels like because there is a little dude in here rocking out.
Yeah.
And there's the whole bit when he does he plays on the guitar, and the way that like leaves just come up around him. It feels very like Kubo.
Yeah.
And the adventure goes on with the like parents like being different, like in a different form, and
yeah.
It felt very much like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously the day they did in Kubo, it was and then in Kubo obviously you have the lights and the people coming back like that as well. It's like it's that whole thing where it feels like every time Pixar, and it's not always that way around. Sometimes it feels like when Pixar release a film.
Yeah.
The same kind of animated films released right next to like Bugs Life and Ants.
Yeah.
And I will still argue Big Hero 6 is like How to Train Your Dragon, but like it feels there's always like pairing films when they're released.
Yeah.
Or similar ones, and this feels like it's just come on. And obviously the other one, what's the other one? Is it called Day of the Dead? Oh, what's the other one? Everyone thinks it's really similar to.
It's the same. Yeah.
It's not Day of the Dead, is it?
No, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, who made that film as well? I can't remember. There's a really similar film.
Book of Life.
That's it. Yeah, that everyone was saying Book of Life is this film, and it's already come out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a shame because
it is a shame. It looked really beautiful though, but like I've seen that.
Yeah.
I know they.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there's a it seems like people, and it's doing really well on Rotten Tomatoes again, but it kind of because obviously it's not getting bad reviews, but it annoys me because it shouldn't get like. For Pixar's standard, it's not great.
No.
And I would, like I said, expect this to be someone else's film.
And all the conventions are in there, like they know how to do things, or like they know how to pull on your heartstrings. Like there are some touching moments in this, and the kid is a cool character, and there's a couple of really good songs in there, and it looks very pretty, and they can do all of that basically really well. But there's just nothing extra. Like they always seem to have something a little bit more that they do. Like when you think of some of their other films, they're just this just doesn't compare for me anyway.
What's that all? Should we talk about the characters?
Yes.
Miguel?
So, I really like Miguel. I think he was a cool character, and I liked...
His singing.
Yeah. I liked his songs, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. There isn't much to say about him, really, is there?
No, that's the thing as well. He's kind of just a stock, cute, good kid
Dog
character.
annoyed me a little bit. There's always got to be a pet that's an idiot.
The dog was... I don't... Yeah,
the humour in this isn't very good.
I was going to say that about the spirit guides. Take them out. That was just
the design was cool.
Stunning. I was going to say they have stunning designs and they look beautiful. But apart from that, it was just like
piled in, weren't they?
We don't need it. No,
it was a way to make things possible, like falling out the tower and being constantly
falling out the tower and obviously finding him. But they could have found another way for his family to find him. It didn't need to be because the thing was like lighting up his footprints, and also would have found him like 50 times quicker than they did had it been following his footprints. But anyway,
Just about the humour in this is kind of quite dull as well. This is the thing; it feels like it's made for kids, and it doesn't feel like there's much of like an adult's concept in here. Like you look at all the other films that they've done, even like their older ones, like I said, like Finding like Nemo, and then like Incredibles, all have these like Monsters Inc. all feel great for adults as well, and they have these like underlying themes. Whereas this is just. I don't know what to take away. It's about family, but it doesn't really say much about family other than about remembering people.
Which is lovely. So, and I think actually it's a really good film for children and teaching them a bit more about death and how people go on after and they live on in our memories and have to remember them and put their pictures and stuff, which I think is actually really good and that's great. And I think it would be like good for a lot of parents to be able to use it. But yeah.
But compared to like Zootropolis, which sort of tackled race and stuff, and they always have like underlying kind of like these big messages for adults as well.
Excellent comedy and every character felt really well thought out and they were funny and they were well rounded. Whereas this was just a lot of throwaway, like all the family. When he passed over, it was just boring.
Yeah, I would be surprised if this was like a Tim Burton. It feels like a bit like a Tim Burton film, but
like a crappy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it wouldn't be surprised if this was made by a smaller, like animated company.
Yeah, definitely.
The twins that in his family were like a complete joke.
Pointless.
All of them were like his family. A lot of his family were like really passing characters.
A lot of them were. They were just boring. Yeah, like the little man. Who was he? Was he a granddad? I can't remember. Can't even remember.
No.
That was like
a little short one. Yeah, I've no idea.
He looked like the Golden Nuggets man.
Golden Nuggets. Golden Nuggets.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. But yeah, no, they were really throwaway.
Golden Nuggets.
God, Max out the mic again. Stop it.
Yeah, the cat's pretty. I liked Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yeah.
Coolest name ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's very obvious that he was going to be a dick.
Evil. Yeah.
Very obvious, because he was meant up to be good until we met him, and you obviously know he was going to live up to what they said. They should have shown him. It would be interesting if he did.
Yeah.
It was the other way around. I don't know. That was. I mean, I didn't 100% see that coming. With like the other one being his great grandfather. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know if he would be his great grandfather, but I knew that it was going to end up that he knew him and he was somehow part of his life or integral to his life. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
I knew he'd turn out to be the good one, and that he would. As soon as they said about the photo, I was like, so he's going to have to get his photo and put it out to remember it. It's just, it's kind of. And actually, I had already thought as soon as his head was out of the photo at the start, I was like, well, it's obviously not him, is it?
Yeah.
Come on, try harder.
It was all a bit wibbly wobbly with the logic of it, because it was like, well, I can't be remembered because there's no one once Nana Coco. Wait, is it Nana Coco?
Mama Coco.
Mama Coco.
Yeah.
Once Mama Coco has forgotten me, that's it, because she's the last one that knew me.
Yeah.
But then it isn't what happens. If there's a picture, apparently, if they've got a picture of you that's remembering you, even if they didn't know you in person.
Yeah.
So what they said wasn't.
No.
It's just kind of odd. And why has he only got one picture of him in existence?
Yeah, I know. I know. They were a bad family, I'd say. But I guess it was like a long time ago, so they probably didn't have cameras. They just had like a portrait, like a family portrait. I was gonna say, yeah, and also. Oh no, I was going to say the rest of the family would remember him, but they wouldn't because she was only a baby when he was murdered. So
yeah, and he'd gone, didn't he? He left before. That's why they all didn't like him, because before he left, when he didn't, he got murdered!
Murder! Anyway.
The Ernesto de la Cruz is your kind of knobhead.
Yeah.
Typical. Cool.
Did he die again under the bell? Or spoilers?
I don't. Oh, sorry, we said loads of spoilers now.
And also, they're all dead, so it's not really a spoiler.
I don't know about that, but I don't think you did. I think you just got trapped. They didn't really follow up after, did they?
No, they never do. They were bad. They fall off of.
Was he forgotten? But surely he won't be forgotten. I know that everyone's like, oh, he's like the whole idea that now the other guy is now known for the music and not him, but. Doesn't mean he was forgotten. People were going to know who he was. Because he still played the music and was on. He was the face of it all.
And they said like, and where it said "Remember Me," they got rid of it and it said "Forget You."
Yeah.
But people are going to remember him probably even more. The scandal.
Talk about scandals at the moment. Yeah. Definitely remember for it.
Don't need any more. Bloody hell. Oh, bloody hell.
Imelda was all right.
Imelda was boring.
Didn't really like her.
It's boring. They're all boring.
She didn't. Oh, it's just weird. Some of the logic to it, I feel like, I don't know.
I just didn't really like her either. She just seemed, I don't know. But obviously she'd been hurt because she thought he had left. I thought that was sweet actually when she was like, oh, he's the love of my life. And he's like, oh, did you say that? Oh, say he murdered the love of your life? I was like, that's actually really cute. Quite like that bit. I liked her more after that. I don't know.
Why was he in such scraggy clothes? Was it because he'd get clothes on the other side and then he obviously wasn't known as it, so he was wearing scraggy clothes? He didn't.
I guess.
They weren't wearing what they died in, but.
No. Maybe you could. I don't know.
I'm also confused because did Ernesto, did he die when he was young? Because all the others look as old as they were when they died.
Ernesto.
And he looked quite young. De la Cruz, the one that was the musician.
Yeah. No, I think he did. What?
Well, if he died when he was old, he should look old in the afterlife because all the other people that died when they were old.
He died young, didn't he? Because he got crushed by a bell. That was the.
When he was in. Wait, what?
Oh, did you miss the start bit? The very start.
Yeah.
He died in real life by getting crushed by a bell.
Oh,
That's why he got crushed by a bell again.
How did you see it?
I saw it in a screen check the other day.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I missed the first few minutes of this film.
Yeah.
What actually happened to him? Sorry, he got crushed by.
He was on like a big stage, and then somebody accidentally like lets go of one of the ropes that's holding up a big bell on the stage, and it crushes them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I was gonna say, why is he young and everyone else is old when they're in the afterlife? But then that makes sense.
He's young.
Fair enough.
He's young.
I bet they didn't think of getting him crushed by a bell until the end of the film. They got, fuck, why is he young and all the rest of them are old? Some work.
Well, was Imelda old? She didn't seem that old.
Very good point.
I feel like they didn't want to make her too old because the other guy was murdered young. So if she looked old and he was young in the afterlife, it'd be weird when they got back together.
Like trying to fucking wash it. It's just kind of.
I know. They just didn't even talk about how she died.
No, it's strange. The animation we've already said a little bit about was pretty.
It was very pretty.
I think it had a really nice atmosphere. I think the whole city and all the bridge and it all looked very pretty. I wish you saw more of it. You didn't really see masses of it.
No, that's what I mean. That was the bit that I was finding amazing, was the crossing over and people remembering.
Just the houses. I'd like to see the houses on that side and stuff. I didn't feel like they went to many places.
No.
Saw much crazy stuff there.
It was just it was very much like a big view of the city, wasn't it? And you kept seeing like the whole city as a whole, which actually didn't look as breathtaking as I thought it would. You know, they sort of did like the reveal, welcome to the us. I loved all the colours, but they didn't look that vibrant and I don't know why.
I can't know what you mean. It's not very big, is it, for all the dead people?
No, for everyone that's dead. Yeah, geez.
Well, then I guess when you get forgotten, you're gone. So I guess it's about the same kind of. But I assume it's just for that country. I assume it's not for the whole world.
Yeah.
Because that'd be insane.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to know more about the lore of this.
Yeah. No, but that is more interesting to me.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Than De La Cruz, even though it's a very cool name.
It's been quite. We've done this for 15 minutes. We've been talking about this so far. It's 15? Not masses. For bear in mind, it's not masses to say about it.
So 15?
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh God, I haven't got much more to say.
That's fine. We've got loads of other stuff written down in the day.
The music, I really loved, and I'm glad they didn't compromise on sort of on the authenticity of the culture, and that they stuck with sort of really Mexican sounding music. I really loved that.
Yeah.
I wish there'd been more music actually.
I wish this film was subtitled.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had a really good little voice, and also I'm glad that they kept it Mexican sounding and didn't make it all sound sort of American, apart from the very end song, the credit song, because they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
And they have to do it.
Actually, American.
But they do that with everything.
But it's like Mona's what you gonna say? You're welcome.
I was gonna say that.
It's nothing like that.
No, and the end of Frozen. She's like, let it go, come and bring it away. Stupid.
You've got a friend in me.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Who have you been listening to?
That's how it goes at the end of Toy Story, if you haven't heard it. Yeah.
One thing also, when we talk about making stuff look Americanized, well, it's quite the opposite doing this. I just looked at the cast. The kid that plays Miguel looks quite chubby.
Right.
And has quite. It actually looks like the kid out of Master
Plan. The kid.
Italian
kid.
Plan.
Oh, really?
It looks like him. Why have they made him really skinny?
Yeah, I don't know.
Couldn't they have had him a bit
not cute
podgier?
Enough. Yeah, it's not cute enough though, is it?
Huh?
Not cute enough.
It's the whole thing, isn't it? Because you have a chubby kid and up, and then they take the mick out of him a little bit for being sort of more of a joke. But then Miguel, they could have had him as like a. But if the young guy playing it, I mean, well, the kid playing it's a bit chubby, it'd be nice to make it look a bit more like him. Bear in mind, he's the main voice of it.
Yeah.
And there's no issue with doing that.
No.
And it'd be a bit more nicer of a message because it's kind of always skinny and he plays guitar. I mean, he's a bit chubby and plays guitar. He's too young for it to affect anything other than just being. He just looks a bit different, and looks a bit more realistic.
Yeah, that would have been cool actually. But they'll never do it.
And a bit more chirpy. I mean, he was chirpy, but then it wasn't. He was a bit worried all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, out of 10.
Oof. 6.
6.
Just 6.
I'll go 6.1. Just be a little bit higher than you. I'm joking. No. Because it wasn't. Because it's not a bad film. It's just it's just a bit disappointing for them. And as always, our scores mean nothing anyway.
Yep. Being exactly zilch.
This will upset you. It's currently sitting 4th on the top 100 Rotten Tomatoes animated films.
No.
4, because I think it's just because it's only had 40 reviews and it's on 97%. What I don't get why it's so high. Someone keeps saying, "Oh, it's really good." It's like, well, then again, you probably like Geostorm, so
yeah.
Never mind.
A lot of people liked it, and everyone's like, "Oh, everyone's crying." It's because it's about death. You're probably gonna get a bit upset, but that doesn't mean.
Yeah. Just annoys me that this has done so well in My Wars, and then Kubo was 10 times better than this, and included the same kind of themes this did. Yeah. And was much better.
So much better.
And much more effort probably went into it.
Yeah, I was saying the work that went into it. Jesus Christ, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. We loved it, Kubo. I'm sure they're fine. Like, I'm sure they did okay off of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, but... Do you reckon they'll do another one for Kubo? Do you reckon they'll do a sequel because it was called Kubo and the 2 Strings? Maybe they can do on Kubo and the 4 Drums. That's a cool name. I'm going to send that to now. Kubo and the 4 Drums.
I think you should.
There, his 4 siblings. Hidden around the world. He's got to go find them.
He doesn't have 4 siblings.
But you wouldn't know that. Could come out.
Yeah, I would. I would know. I am Kubo.
For the rest of this episode,
yeah.
One-eyed poop. You get it? Kubo's one-eye. We'll talk about animated films.
Yeah. The
state of them, where they're at, if they're getting better, if they're getting worse, the different companies, just about in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a list of the biggest company here.
I've got some, and I probably haven't thought of them all. Go on.
Well, first to start off, the main obvious one and connecting it to this is Pixar.
Yeah.
Who have recently done, well, their most recent one's been Finding Dory, and Cars 3 was before Coco. Cars 3 we didn't watch.
No.
I think it was meant to be alright. I think the teaser, I think everyone lost their fucking minds at the teaser, but
yeah.
I want to watch it. Sounds like a kind of rocky kind of style.
I do want to watch it, but yeah. It didn't look amazing. The trailers looked incredible, but when I actually walked in and saw bits of the film, it didn't look as good. But
I didn't see
what
it.
What can you really tell from a couple of minutes? Yeah. Even though I did totally call it on Coco, I said it's going to be boring.
And then Finding Dory was, again, when we watched it in the cinema, I fell asleep. Well, I was falling asleep.
You did, yeah, but we had a long day.
Yeah, we did.
A long day.
I don't fall properly asleep. I kept falling asleep, and then we watched it here.
Yeah.
And then fell asleep properly halfway through the film.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing. It's what it is. It's the music. It's just such a the atmosphere to it. Yeah. It's very pretty. Then the first time we watched it, I did really like it because I didn't properly fall asleep. It was really nice. Yeah. I mean, the next ones to be released, or next ones that they've tied to be released, is obviously Incredibles 2 is the next one, which I think everyone's crazy excited for. And bear in mind, it's the same director and writer because it's the same guy doing it all.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's as amazing as the first. And
it will be. I can tell you. For certain.
I hope so. It's interesting that they're carrying straight on with it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And they're not going when they're older. I just pray that it's going to be amazing. I hope so. I hope it lives up to it. They can do it. They did it with Toy Story.
Yeah, it's true. They're capable, for sure.
And I think Finding Dory was as good as Finding Nemo, so I mean...
Yeah, I really liked Finding Dory even more the second time that we watched it, actually.
The first half, the second time we watched it. And then after that we got Toy Story 4 as well, which will be intriguing.
Yeah.
I should just, if they, I don't know.
Cop-outs.
Cop-outs, yeah.
Absolute
I don't know why they're doing a 4th one. Because you've got so many ideas.
Mad.
It's just odd. At least give it like years. Do a Star Wars. Give it like a decade and then maybe do another one.
Leave it like 20 years and then do another one.
Because they're still going to be alive. And everyone will be a lot older.
Yeah. Well,
maybe Andy's grandkids.
Yeah.
Andy's kids come to play with.
Do you think it's going to be Andy's children?
What, this one?
Yeah.
No. Because I reckon it's with a little girl. I reckon it's with her a bit older.
I hope not.
You look so funny because it's just your head popping out of a giant cover.
Do I look like I'm trying to be from Game of Thrones?
What? And also the cushion behind you. Camouflage into the cushion behind you as well.
I can see myself in the TV reflection. I'm just a talking head.
Mighty.
Anyway.
Other leading company that you always comes up to animation films, DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Who recently, I didn't know this, I was thinking they've done a fucking load more films than I thought. Also quite a random mix of films. Recently they did Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh yeah.
Kung Fu Panda films are pretty quite good. I mean, I used to love the first one when I was younger.
I haven't seen
Don't remember the second one. which is insane.
I know. Do you know what?
We watched the first one
I
at
feel
some
like
point.
I have seen. I've definitely started it, but I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
I like the first one.
Yeah, I think.
Don't
I
remember the
loved
second
first
one. Never watched the third one.
No.
Wasn't there for either of the other two.
No, I wasn't. No, but 3, yeah, did flipping amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
After that, they did Trolls, and then Boss Baby.
Again, everyone loved Trolls. Everyone loved Boss Baby.
People love a bit of DreamWorks.
They are. They're doing. Yeah.
But then they're not. But the things with these films, they don't seem like they're like. They seem very different to the kind of stuff DreamWorks used to do.
Yeah.
Bear in mind they did How to Train Your Dragon and Shrek.
Yeah.
And I can't remember other various
Yeah,
things.
but
that
I
were
think
more...
they're just trying to change it up a little bit.
Well, they feel a bit
Kind
more
of
for
keep
children
current.
now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
They feel like for a younger, like Boss Baby.
I don't know. I don't think so because I think Boss Baby had I know it had jokes. Well, I don't know why I said I know because I saw it, but it had jokes in there that were definitely not for the children.
Yeah.
And parents coming out of Trolls kept saying to me that's actually really good and like there's actually something in there for the adults as well.
Fair enough.
I would like to see Trolls. I'm really interested because just for the fact there's so many parents are coming out and saying how good.
You absolutely hate it.
I'm gonna hate it.
I'm joking.
I will probably hate a lot.
Well, it's got two people you hate in it.
Anna Kendrick and James Corden. Yeah, I don't like either of those people.
And then the most recent one did was Captain Underpants, which was meant to be very good, but we didn't watch. Nice to read the books. Which they're doing franchisey
We've
stuff.
not seen much, have we, of these films?
We haven't seen much animation because a lot of it because recently it doesn't feel like a lot of it's for like adults. The ones looking more like for adults as well. The ones from smaller companies.
Yeah, it's true.
We're watching a fucking DreamWorks film when they eventually released How to Train Your Dragon 3 in March 2019.
You wish.
Which
2030.
It'll hit you with that's only next year.
I hope it
over a year away. It's just depressing, but I'm excited for that shit.
I feel like it's never going to come.
Me too.
Is this the third time they've moved it?
Hmm?
It's the third time they changed the date, isn't it?
No. I don't think they've changed it much. I think they've just not revealed the date and it's just been keeping like...
Oh, I thought they had. Alright.
No, I don't think there's ever been a solid date until now. I think it was always pushed back in terms of like they kept going, oh, it'll be soon, but not actually said there's a date for it. I don't know.
Soon,
I'm very excited for it. I hope they're adults in it. I hope Hiccup is an adult.
That'd be cool.
And again, it tries to be a bit more adult. It's not trying to be... Because you can be an animation company. You can make some of your more... Like, they don't all have to be just for children. You could make it so it's a bit more, like, adult.
Yeah.
I don't know why... Because to be for How to Train Your Dragon, like, especially 2 being one of my favourite films, it just... The whole, like, concept of all the different, like, kids in it is the worst part of it. Yeah, it's so annoying. It's a shame because the rest of it's great, but just kind of... And then, like, some of the dragon designs that are really kind of stupid.
Makes me feel so Christmassy now.
Yeah, I guess I keep watching it around Christmas.
Yeah, I love it.
We have a big hitter, Studio Ghibli, which can't go wrong really. If you're going out of the consistency and you're going out of what has made the better films, I think they're smashing it, especially over DreamWorks.
Yeah, people.
Would you argue over Pixar? Would you?
Huh?
Would you argue over Pixar? You reckon they make better films than Pixar?
I don't know. I'd have to look at a whole list of everything both of them have ever done.
Gibbs. From what we've watched.
Yeah, no, they're amazing.
Yeah. I don't know what they've...
They're amazing. They're amazing, but I think they are guilty of the same thing as Pixar.
Which is?
Just the same. A lot of it feels... they follow a lot of the same conventions all the time. Maybe not the same conventions, but there's a lot of similar characters, I think.
I see what you mean.
There's always like a little creature. There's always a younger sister. There's always
sisters. The ones we've watched anyway. I bet they vary. But then there's some really varied ones that we haven't watched.
Yeah, no, that is true.
I mean, we've watched the more mainstream ones.
Achoo!
Bless you. But then they've just done a Good Dinosaur and done the Red Turtle, which is very different for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying. Right. And then before it was when Marnie was there.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. We had the lessons with Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, all the older ones. Only Yesterday we need to watch because that's meant to be brilliant.
Yeah.
I worked out Daisy really did the voice. No, I said the date, but the American version or the English version of it only came out 2016. Sorry.
Yeah, we looked that up before.
Recently.
I remembered after we looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's when we were watching when Marnie was there.
Yeah, you should watch that as well. I want to watch a lot more of them.
Yeah, definitely. I'd buy them all, but they're so expensive.
Yeah. Princess Kaguya I thought was brilliant for a princess tale. Because that was surprising and it felt really adult.
And
like
really made me cry at the end. was really sad.
That and Mononoke both feel like for adults. They don't feel like they're for children.
Yeah. Oh God.
Especially
Mononoke. No way. No, that's brutal.
It's a shame with this whole thing. I think that's the thing with animation. It's like I think a lot of the time it's completely frowned upon because it's feels like, unless it's this is the problem. Pixar always, again, that's what's happened with Coco and not Kubo, because it's Pixar.
Yeah. It's
instantly gone, oh, let's go watch it, because Pixar's a good name for making us, but then it kind of...
Yeah, I had a woman the other day and she came to the tour and she wanted to see Greatest Showman, and I said, oh, it's sold out, and then she wanted to see, what's the other thing? Can't remember, something else that's sold out. And I said, she said, oh, what else is there on? And I said, oh, Coco's on. She went, I don't know what that is. And I said, oh, if you just turn around, I said, it's on all the banners behind you. I said, it's that one, you might recognise it. And I started to tell her a bit about it, and she went, okay, that means nothing to me. Is it Pixar? And I went, yeah. She went, oh yeah, we're going to that. So she didn't care what it was about. I was trying to tell her, and she went, oh, that doesn't mean anything to me. Well, listen.
I guess it's the whole idea of just the quality of, it's Pixar, it's not going to be horrendous. No. But then it's annoying because, like I said, because it isn't as good as the Kubo and that. Didn't get as much notice because it was Leica, which is a shame because people didn't really pick up on that when it was out. I remember having one conversation with a customer, they were like, oh yeah, I'll definitely go see that now and then. Yeah. Because I told them a lot about it, but it's a shame.
They never went.
They probably didn't. Fuck it.
I do remember when we had it in Movies for Juniors though, and then some people coming out and they were like, that's not for children.
Yeah.
And a couple of kids came out crying because they were scared.
Well, they're a bunch of pussies!
It's really scary. It's like, they're like 4 years old. It's definitely not for little ones. Not for little ones.
No, probably not. It's probably quite scary. Anything when the screen is dark and there's something that looks half creepy on the screen.
Well, it scared me. The sisters scared me. Oh. Ah! It's a seagull. It sounded like someone screamed there.
You didn't like me shouting, so he... Tried back. He didn't like me shouting.
Who?
Shut up.
Who didn't like you shouting?
The seagull.
Oh, right, yeah, no.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's a real shame. And I had some the other day, it was like...
Leica's probably my favourite, sorry.
What company?
Yeah.
Really?
Probably.
We've only watched 2 of their films.
Really?
We've watched Coraline and we've watched Kubo and the Two Strings.
Is that it?
We haven't watched... Yeah, well, they've done Box Trolls, Paranorman, and...
Oh.
Well, there's one more.
Frankenweenie, is that?
No, that's Tim Burton.
That's Tim Burton.
I don't think there is any others. I think that's all.
Why did I think I'd seen more?
Because you like Kubo so much, you thought it was 4 different films.
Yeah.
You've got...
Leica was the name of the first dog in space, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
I only knew that because when I was looking at presents for you at Christmas, and I put in Leica.
For my Christmas? Yeah. For your Christmas, your Pacific.
Is that what I said? For your Christmas? Your Christmas, not mine. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, maybe not then.
I also had a customer, I've had a few actually where I've been like, oh, there's Coco, like, no. Like, why? Because it's animated and you can only understand pictures when they look like you. I don't get what this whole thing against animation doesn't mean it's for children. No. It's stupid. And there's some films here, I've got that completely proof that. Other companies, Blue Sky Studios, did Ice Age, and then they've just done Ferdinand. They're not really doing masses, and then there's nothing. This is the thing with a lot of these, and Illumination, who did Sing and then the Despicable Me films.
Yeah.
They don't feel like. I don't think The Secret Life of Pets, that was Illumination as well. I have a feeling.
Despicable Me, really good, and then they just got poop.
You quite like Illumination. They did Sing, and then they've done The Secret Life of Pets, which you haven't watched yet either, have we?
I watched.
But you watched a bit of it, but you didn't like it, did you?
No. But apparently everyone said, oh, you should have stayed because it gets really good after the bit that you left it. And I was like,
well, you're just making it up to make more money. The other one...
I'm very sorry, but I've just seen Paraline is an upcoming 3D dark fantasy computer animated stop motion hybrid film. Is a sequel to the 2012 film Paranorman and the 2009 film Coraline.
It's going to be the two together.
Yeah. The film was announced on May 2015. Interesting.
That's fucking ages ago. It's going to take a while to make it anyway.
There's also a Box Trolls 2 and a Paranorman 2. So
they're going to do Kubo.
They're going to do all the... yeah, well, maybe. That's what I mean, because you said, do you think they'll do a sequel? And I said, no.
That one would be fine to do a sequel to, and it would make the most sense out of any... Well, it's like a quest film, though, isn't it? It's really open-ended.
What? Kubo? Yeah.
Could easily... And I'm a little bit older again.
Easily just carry that on. That's weird that they're bunching the two together.
Maybe they're like both because they're both so short and that are likeable. I hope they don't bring Kubo into them because I want to think of that as a separate thing.
Oh God, no. That wouldn't make any sense either because it feels like a different... Well, it's a different country and it feels like a different time as well.
I'd pretty much slate if I was them. I'd just carry on with Kubo.
Yeah.
You could have that as a series. That feels like a series because it's like a questy kind of fantasy style thing. You could have like, more.
Yeah.
Kubo and the Four Drums. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That's my entire back.
God, be careful.
On my shoulders.
Why's that? Pick that up on the mic. Oh God, he's dead. He's dead!
The other...
It's alive!
It's alive!
It's alive! Sorry.
It's alright. Yeah, the other one is the Lego series. Yeah. I don't know, I can't remember who did the Lego films. First one, Lego movie. Lego my ego. Lego.
Yeah.
The Lego movie, the first one,
yes.
was great and probably one of the better animated films I've ever seen because it was hilarious and it completely tore apart. Why is the word just from my head? Capitalism. There we go. Completely tears apart capitalism. They got in loads of trouble for that and that made me laugh because they're like, ooh, it's thinking our kids. But it didn't do anything. They're not going to know about that. They're not going to get those jokes at all.
No.
It was really funny.
It's nice to see
and it's pretty.
A Lego film actually having some sort of political...
Yeah, because when it was coming out, everyone was like, just trying to sell toys, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was, even though it did sell toys, but
but
why wouldn't it not?
Yeah, exactly. It's Lego. I love that film. I love it. It's so good. I still love it. And I didn't watch it too many times as well. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I loved it, but I've seen it so many times now. I limited my watching, so I can still enjoy it.
Times.
I think I've only seen it twice, maybe.
Seen it quite a few times. Then they did Lego Batman, which everyone was excited for. People loved, which we did not like, and we walked out because
we didn't walk
out.
And
we walked out to go to the other film.
I was going to say we went to watch another film.
What film did we go watch?
I was just going to say I can't remember what the other one was. I know it was in the screen opposite though. What was it? Oh.
Was it Split?
Yeah.
Was it actually?
I think it was, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Split.
No, I don't think it was Split because that was all the way down the other end of the hall.
No,
I think we watched Split in like 3 or 4.
No.
We watched it down there, I remember.
We didn't watch it in 3.
Let's go check our tickets. It's got all the dates on, let's go find them. I haven't watched on that day. Anyway, we walked out to go, because obviously there was a crossover.
Yeah, but we weren't sad.
I'm not explaining that as if they're into that, just so you know.
Yeah, we weren't sad to leave. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We were ready.
We either had to watch the end of Lego Batman and miss the start of the next one.
Yeah,
or miss the end of Lego Batman. Was it Ratchet and Clank?
That we did just leave. We just left that one. Yeah. Yeah, that was truly terrible.
I don't know who did Ratchet and Clank actually.
No.
Something like that. Christ knows, whoever did fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah, well done.
I was thinking earlier for some reason, just think of the remake of the game. I was really upset because they changed it. It was like the film, they changed the ending. I was like, why have you changed the ending? It's a remake. It's not like a try and make it all again, you bastards. And then they did Lego Ninjago, which people I didn't see much about this one, and it's not going to do as well because it's all for kids. But I don't think the adults love Ninjago stuff. As they do, it's not as thing as like they are Batman, but it looked really funny in the trailers. Yeah. I never got to watch it sadly. No. It didn't do very well. Well, it didn't.
I don't think it did badly.
It didn't do bad, but in terms of critically wise, it didn't do very well.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I think numbers wise it didn't do too well, but I think people really enjoyed it. The people that saw it loved it, but.
So nostalgic. Those credits at the old Lego instructions. It's nostalgic seeing them.
Oh right, yeah.
And the songs are fucking crazy at the end.
The songs are great. They're really good. I love that song.
Yeah. That's all the companies.
Throw it at your mom. Dance.
That's all the companies. I've got a list of animated films just to randomly talk about here. I've already seen about Inside Out quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's just a point of saying like
a lot of
Pixar best ones were ones that were smart and had ideas behind them about that one's all about memory, which was interesting.
Yeah.
we've already said quite a lot. Then Zootropolis as well was all about gender equality and race, and had loads of underlying things.
So good. I loved that film.
It had a good little conspiracy stuff.
It did, yeah, it really did. A nice little twist. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Good message in there. Great, well-rounded characters. A good relationship at the heart that wasn't from the start.
At the heart.
To my heart. That wasn't a romantic relationship, which was lovely. It's very good. Very, very good. I enjoy.
I was saying about animated films for adults.
Yeah.
Tower.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Go watch it on Netflix. I'm not saying anything about it, but that is quality. And that's a great. It's
a documentary.
But like it's the idea of it is a documentary, but it doesn't feel like you're watching a documentary. No. It feels like you're watching.
Yeah.
Because it unfolds as it's going along, which the best documentaries tend to do. But and it'd probably work as a film. It'd just be hard to make as a film because you wouldn't have all the documented kind of stuff. But
no, that is wonderful.
This is the thing of animation, is the idea of using it to its best abilities, and I think documentaries, after watching this, is a very good genre to use it in.
Yeah, not one you would think of.
Because if you've got to do if you've got to do when you film something to make it look like the event that happened. Recreation, yeah. Yeah. To do recreation, to do it animated, you're going to have no trouble.
Recreation. It's
you know what I mean, though? But yeah, but when when there's terrible acted reenactments. Yeah. Yeah. This doesn't feel right, but yeah.
What did I say?
Recreation.
No, it's a reenactment.
Reenactment. Yeah, but then if you're doing it animated, then you don't need to and that's why it worked really well, because it looked great.
Yeah, I was going to say, the idea on paper, if someone said, "Oh, we're going to make this documentary, but as it unfolds, we're gonna animate it," you'd be like, "Ooh." One, I'd either think that
it's pretty animated. It's animated well as well.
It would either. Forget it. Say you'd either think that's gonna look terrible, or you would think, oh, I don't know, that feels like insensitive to be drawing it, like to have it animated in a way.
Doing it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But actually, it was completely.
It's taken seriously.
Yeah, and it was completely the opposite. Actually, it felt like.
Go watch Tower. It's great.
It's brilliant
on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then Anomalisa wasn't too long ago. It's a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Which was animated as well.
Yeah.
Which actually reminds me of Isle of Dogs, which was coming out. It looks a similar kind of animation.
Yeah, it does look a similar. Yeah, that sort of see-through-y kind of.
But I like that these other directors are now starting to do animated films, because that's different. That's kind of.
Anomalisa was.
Clay. I think Clay. I think Anomalisa was Clay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. It's really strange that when I think of that film, it has such an atmosphere to it. Like, I had such a specific feeling while I was watching that film. It kind of took me away to where it was, even though it's in a hotel.
Especially in the plane as well.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really reminds me of Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
Because it's really similar.
Well, and because it's in hotels and it's similar subject.
It's a very similar story.
Yeah.
It's just like a shortened down version of Lost in Translation.
And not
really.
quite as, it doesn't go as far.
No.
Lost in Translation. Yeah. In certain ways, as you know what I mean. No,
Dogs, we've no idea yet, but it looks great, and again, it looks brilliantly animated.
Yeah, that looks so good.
Again, it could work for it looks like it's made for adults, but why am I yawning so much? I know you're yawning as well.
I know why.
Tired.
We went for a run this morning and now we're tired.
That's probably why. And the other animated film I've written down just to note is Iron Giant, which is done by Warner Brothers, because it will forever be in our hearts.
Quite wonderful.
Although you didn't watch it till. I showed you, did you? Watch it. What a nice film for me to show you.
Yeah, I think I saw some of it, like when I was little, in clips on Sky One, I seem to remember, but I never.
I didn't realise how popular it was. I thought it was just a film I remember from my childhood, but
it was
really.
It. People love Iron Giant, yeah.
I didn't realise.
Do you have the art book now? No.
The art book?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Why did you think I did?
I thought you might.
As soon as we've seen the cover a few times.
I have thought of buying it for you before, and then I didn't, and I was thinking, oh, did I do that because you already had it, but you don't. So.
What art book have you got now?
I was thinking. What's the actual title of it?
The Art of Spirited Away.
Oh.
They're always called the art of most of them are, or the art of making of.
Oh my god, I love it. I want to look through it more because I only really look through it.
You can read it as well. It's got a lot of writing.
Do you know what I love about it as well? It's like proper double, but like when you first go into it, you know, some art books they just a lot of like smaller images and then a load of text that describes what the image is, which I love because that's really interesting to read. But what I love about this one is when you first open it, it's just got so many double pages and it's just an image. Like there's no border. It's literally like. The whole page is just covered. It's so nice, and it's some of my favourite bits from the film as well. It's so nice. Thank you for my present.
That's okay. I'll be taking that back.
Oh!
Christ. Then there's also TV stuff.
Yes.
Which I thought was worth mentioning. Rick and Morty obviously smashing it.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I think that's the weird thing, isn't it? There's a lot of TV animation, but not a lot of film.
Aimed at adults, yeah.
It's like Simpsons, Futurama, South Park, Rick and Morty being the most popular now.
Yeah.
A lot of Cartoon Network stuff.
You would think from that and how well they do, like incredibly well they do, that people would be trying to jump on that bandwagon with films and trying to make more for adults, but I guess not. The Simpsons movie, did that do well? I remember like everyone
I think
going
it did
to
really
see
well
it,
because everyone loved The Simpsons at the point.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't know if it like did well critically. I know numbers wise. I know like everyone went to see it.
I don't know actually.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But there's not been a lot since then. It doesn't feel like. Yeah.
No, they all did their own movies at a point, but yeah, I don't know. I was also going to say about Rebels as well, it's just because these are ones that I'd watch. Rebels, which is great. It's just 3D animation, and it's wonderful.
Did you just say it's really animation or 3D?
3D animation. It's really animation.
Oh my god, it's really animation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then also Samurai Jack, which was awesome. Yeah. Interestingly. This has been quite a short episode. Interestingly, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Or mix things up.
Oh yeah.
What films do you think would be better if they were animated?
Ooh, that's
you like that
a good
question?
one. Yeah.
How to extend the episode because Coco didn't last very long, so there was not much to say.
No, so I said to you last night. I don't want much to say about that.
Well, before that, just to sum off. Just to sum off.
Sum up.
Just sum up. Sum off. Just to finish off. Sum up. Sum off. Give me 5 of your favourite animated films. Don't have to be your top 5. Just throw 5 or 3. Throw 3 at me.
3.
Yeah.
No, that's really hard.
Anything animated that's a film. This is slow. Your favourites.
Beauty and the Beast.
So why don't you just say it straight away? Yeah. The original.
I was trying to think of all 3 of them. Yeah, the original. I didn't want to say that one because it's such an obvious, like, I'm a girl, I like Beauty and the Beast. I love Zootropolis as well, but I don't know if that's...
Just say it. I didn't say you have to be your top 3, so just give me 3 that you love.
Oh, okay. Beauty and the Beast, Zootropolis, and... I don't know.
Terrible at this.
No, I'm just trying to think of good ones. Cause otherwise... Oh, Sword in the Stone. I love Sword in the Stone.
Bloody Disney girl here.
They know what they're doing.
Do you want to guess my 3? The 3 that I'm thinking.
Iron Giant.
No.
Oh,
I think that's the one that you said.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. I should have said Monsters Inc.
No, I love it, and I love The Incredibles too. That wasn't the one I was thinking. I was trying to vary up the companies here.
No. Is there a Studio Gibbs in there? Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
What was you were trying to guess? Remember?
Mononoke, obviously. So dumb. Ow. I don't know. Tell me.
Kubo.
Oh,
Kubo. Mononoke.
Oh my god! Why didn't say Kubo?
How to Train Your Dragon. All teenagey kind of or young kind of guys in fantasy.
You didn't say your name.
I did say your name. We've mentioned your name a lot on here.
I know, but that's one of your faves.
I looked at the company, and they're called Funimation.
That sounds crap.
I know. I don't know if that means that's the I think that's the animation for it. I'm not sure. To be fair though, we've only watched your name, but Garden of Words and 5 centimeters per second, I think it's called. Look amazingly gorgeous as well. And the other films we've done. Anyway, on to what we were saying about then.
Yeah.
Films that you think might be better if they were animated. or you'd want to see animated?
I would want to see.
I'll start off with what I'm going to say. Great Showman.
Yeah.
In the art style of the credits, where it looked like paintings, like really kind of blurred paintings,
that'd be awesome.
would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That'd be really cool. What sort of animation? Like any animation?
Any animation you choose.
Okay.
Just so it's not live action. I found this really hard. I couldn't think of any either when I was.
No, that's really hard.
What stuff? Think of stuff with shit CGI as well. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just thinking of only because it's behind you.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, something like that would be cool to see as an animation.
Like a comedy, yeah.
Like a comedy animation. That'd be really different too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Something like that. I don't know.
Just cheating, you look behind me.
No, I just.
I'm joking. Ghostbusters would work pretty better.
No, I wouldn't bother with that. Nah.
The old Ghostbusters.
No, because that was good live action.
Stuff that needs the budget for it, really.
Yeah, but doesn't.
It can be 3D animation. Any video game film they're trying to fucking make, do it as like do it like the games, like the cutscenes would be nice.
Yeah.
And actually, it's pointless to make the film, but it seems pointless to make the film anyway.
I want to watch Beowulf again because I remember at the time thinking like, Jesus Christ, it looks so real. But I wonder now, with how much all of that has advanced, whether I still think it's much. It's just stick men running around. Oh my god, it looks so real before. Something really dark.
Science fiction.
7.
It's weird that you said that because I was thinking something in my head, but I was like, don't know how much benefit off of it.
No, I was going to say it wouldn't make it. It wouldn't make it any better, but it would be so interesting to see something really, really dark.
Brick.
Like that.
Because the noir style would be interesting to see if it was animated, do like a really kind of like edgy art style where it's like the kind of like grey shaded curtains,
yeah, that'd
like
be cool.
Blinds open, light coming through kind of style.
Yeah.
Kind of noir style stuff would be very cool. Neo noir style
this
like
is a really hard question.
I know.
I see. It would be easy to pick like animation that you want live action, but live action into animation is really hard.
But yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. You need to think like science fiction films because a lot of stuff with that needs the budget for it would be cool.
But the thing is, we're saying that though,
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, but no, because that was fine. That I think the budget for that. The problem with saying that is, I don't really like any films that that have shitty have like not enough budget.
Or
I don't like them enough to make. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why it's hard.
The science fiction.
Well, then, what shit films would you want to be animated? So you.
Oh. Maybe Bright.
Bright.
Nah. Just trying to think of you said shitty films, and I thought of Bright. Maybe that would have been better.
It's hard, right? It's hard question, and I can't think of any either without looking at a.
Yeah, I need a list.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what we've watched recently, what we've got, what would be cool to see. The Handmaiden as a Studio Ghibli film. Would be interesting. Horror films would be interesting if you mix some of those up. The new Slender Man film.
A horror animation would be really cool.
Slender Man.
Yeah.
If you do that like clay, might be creepy.
That would be really creepy.
Yeah,
something like that would be really
horror
cool.
films, yeah.
Yeah.
The Shining would be interesting to do. That could be interesting if you do a really cool art style again. What did you say? It Follows.
I don't feel like you need to improve The Shining though.
No, I know, but I'm saying like if you were to do.
God, stop kicking the mic!
I'll kick your face.
I thought that there was like bad wind outside.
Bad wind outside.
Yeah.
Well, I'll skip that question then because that's gone to shit.
It's too hard.
It's hard, right?
It's not
people at home. Our 5 listeners from last week.
5, that's generous. I was going to say that's
generous. It was 6. It's up to 6 last week. It's our first week back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's generations. And that's generous.
That's generations.
Generations for you.
Flingleberries.
Should we do the news?
Yeah.
News.
We still put the theme in. You do know that, right?
Yeah, well now they've got a double theme, so lucky them.
And you meant to say it 3 times, so please
news. Grudge. Grudge is an animation. Anyway, on with the news.
Alright. Should we do yours first or last?
I'll do mine last.
Alright. First bit of news,
Yeah.
linking on to what we've been talking about. Incredibles 2 cast has been revealed, even though it's probably already done its
Even
awards.
though it's done, it's really weird. Anyway.
And they've got Bob Odenkirk in there, and I'm sorry I've forgotten his name, the guy that plays Mike. Did you see it when you saw the news?
Yes, hang on. I think I still have it up.
Yes, hang on, I'll just go look it up quick.
No, I think I still have it on the page.
Anyway, 2 characters out of Better Call Saul, and Saul, Bob Odenkirk looks like a little bit like himself in Incredibles 2, which is pretty funny. I hope he's quite a big character in it. I hope he's a lawyer in it. That'd be funny.
Oh, that would be good. Oh my god, that would be so good.
And it's about the superhero. Because they didn't solve... I wonder if they're going to go into that. That'd be interesting.
What if
Well, obviously the whole superhero thing was banned, but they never unbanned it in the first one. It never ended where they were like, oh, well, they're going back into it. They still had to go into hiding, and they still had to stay under the radar, if I remember rightly.
And then Jack is like ruining it all. Jonathan Banks is his name.
What's his name?
Jonathan Banks. And Sophia Bush. I can't think what I've seen her in.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Animated. We watch Western films animated.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Incredibles cast. It's all the same people for the main characters, which is decent because.
Oh wait, Sophia Bush. Does she do? Is she already in it? Wait. Oh, whatever. She's in it again.
Don't know. Indy 5 is what I've written here. Though I just read that out. Indiana Jones 5. Steven Spielberg is looking at directing it.
Oh.
Just let it die, please. You don't.
Interesting.
This is what I'm not. You're doing an Uncharted film. You're doing a Tomb Raider film. You're doing an Indiana Jones film.
If they were an Uncharted for me, I'm gonna kick.
Well, they won't, because I
someone
won't
in the
associate
teeth.
with the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Just be shit.
Yeah.
The games. This is the thing with these. The game had, especially Uncharted 4, had this whole amazing thing where it had the whole story about the pirates, and it had all the like interesting stuff with them, and then you also had the like Nathan Drake story.
Yeah.
These like adventure like archaeologist films don't do that very well at all. And I really want to know how Tomb Raider. In the first Tomb Raider game, it's not really a spoiler, but eventually when you like play it, the first Tomb Raider game is in the remake Tomb Raider. She kills someone.
Yeah.
Because she has to. She feels broken up about it for about a minute.
Yeah.
And then she goes on a killing spree.
Oh.
And in this new one, she obviously kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that? That's going to look even worse on screen with less time. Because the game was horrendous. She was like, oh god, no. Oh. And then you pick up again and you kill everyone. And it's not like she's lost her mind or anything. It's just like she's fine with it now.
Well, yeah.
And there was like
maybe
loads of
they'll
criticism.
handle it better in the film. Maybe they'll give
How?
it more time.
They got less time to do.
Yeah, I know, but then maybe they'll make it like loads of times pass or something. You don't know. They
Yeah.
could do anything.
Well, but she's stuck on an island, so I don't think they're going to have loads of time left. From what it
Or
looks
maybe
like,
she just
it's
won't.
not going to
Or
do
maybe
it
she
very
won't
well.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll just kill someone. Then she'll be like, "That was cool. Let me just kill some more."
However they do it,
Kill him with her neck.
it's probably going to be shit. Cause,
I like her though.
well, Alicia Vikander.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's got a long neck.
beautiful.
Except for that long neck on the poster.
She has got a long neck on the poster.
Last bit of my news.
God, you told me to sort the news, and you've just done all of
I've done
it.
3 bits, and you've got 3 bits too.
Go on then. If it's the same as mine,
Done.
I'm gonna kick.
It's not, I
Oh.
was just about Dundee. They're doing a Dundee
Oh, yeah.
remake,
Yeah.
and it's got... His name's just gone from my head.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No, go on.
Hemsworth.
No, not
Oh,
Hemsworth.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, that's the one. Danny McBride
Oh,
is
a bit funny.
Dundee's son, didn't it? His
Yeah.
son.
I thought he's Dundee Sunday.
His accent sounds horrendous, but I assume it's because he's been in England.
Who? Danny McBride.
Yeah.
I think he's just American in it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. He doesn't Dundee go to America then? Is it America he goes to? It is, isn't
Yeah.
it? Sorry, yeah, he's American in it, but he sounds like he's putting a bit of an accent on. And that could be because he's doing a little bit. Maybe he's because his dad was obviously Australian and his
Yeah.
mum would have been
I don't know.
American. He sounded like he had an odd voice in it. I'm surprised you didn't think of it.
When he said good day, he sounded Australian, but then he just sounded American again.
Yeah. And then Chris Hemsworth's in it. I'm not surprised about that.
No. And I don't mind.
No, he's funny. He is really
So
funny.
funny.
So, and that was all. That's the last little bit of news. It's just it's how that's come out of nowhere. A little
Yeah.
teaser.
It does look funny.
It does indeed.
I
Well,
hope it's
guess-
funny. I hope it's really, really funny.
Yeah.
I could do with a really hilarious film.
It just feels like add it to the list of like Jumanji and Baywatch and all these other
Yeah,
remakes with
no, I
big
know.
names in it. It's just like really kind of like big font. I'm gonna call them big font remakes. They all use these big
font
chunky
remakes.
fonts,
Yeah,
don't they, on
you're
their
right.
posters?
You are right. Yeah. Oh, saying about Jumanji, sorry, this is kind of sidestepping the whole podcast here, but at work, have you cleaned a screen after Jumanji?
No.
Oh.
Wait, probably. They're
you know the
disgusting.
drums, like from the first one, the drums that they can hear coming out the game?
No.
They get loud. Oh, well, it's just these like jungle drums, and they just get louder and louder and louder and louder. But it happens at the end of the film. I was in there cleaning the other day. I was like, oh God, stop! It's horrible. It is horrible. Anyway, right. First piece of news. Oh, it's just a small bit for the Crown fans, which is not you because you don't watch it, but I watch it. Oh, it's interesting anyway. Steven Soderbergh, is that how you say it? Yeah. Soderbergh. I wasn't sure if it was Soderbergh or
Stephen
Soderbergh.
Coco.
Yeah. May has made a film with Claire Foy in the leading role, and she's a woman. She's sent to a mental institution, and I think you're meant to not know whether it's real or whether it's in her head. But he shot it in a week on an iPhone, like the whole thing. Whole film, and it's been picked out for
What's this supposed to do with the Crown? Sorry.
Oh, Claire Foy is in it. She's the main. Yeah. Did I not say Claire Foy?
You did, but I didn't know she was in the Crown.
Right,
you just said her in this bit of
news.
news.
Claire Foy's the woman in it, and it's been picked out as one of the top 24 or 25. Can't remember, for Berlin Film Festival, but it's meant to be pretty good. And I thought that was really interesting.
That's interesting.
All filmed on an iPhone in a week. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to be really interested to see that. And she's awesome too.
That sounds very intriguing.
Yeah.
What if you have to watch your iPhone size on the big screen? Just
yeah, just
they couldn't.
I can't see anything. Just handing out magnifying glasses. I meant binoculars. Telescopes. It's all going on in my mind.
Next bit of news?
Yeah, next bit of news. They have announced some of the cast. I don't think you know about this. They've announced some of the cast for What We Do in the Shadows. You know,
they're doing a TV remake.
Yeah, they've announced some of the cast.
Yeah, who's in it?
I don't know how you say this. Caven, I think.
Do I know any of them? Do we know any of them?
Yeah, Caven Novak. You would know him. He's a comedian anyway, but he's in so much stuff. Like, you definitely will recognise his face. And Matt Berry, who is in he's in the Toast of London. He's in the IT Crowd. He's the boss.
The boss.
Yeah. So it's him, and the other guy you would definitely would recognise. But yeah, no, they've been announced for it, which is really odd casting. I thought, no, maybe it isn't. No, it's not really, I guess.
I can imagine him in it.
Matt Berry, I can, yeah. The other guy you'll definitely know when I show you a picture. But they did say, because I think people were a bit like, oh, it's gonna stray too far.
Well, I know about the werewolves, and it's the same people.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because it's gonna be a series, maybe they didn't want to sign on for like a long project. I don't know, but apparently Taika Waititi is gonna be, I think maybe producing, but he's also gonna start writing for the start of it, so
I feel it'd be get very old very quick.
Yeah, it could do. It really could do. But
I enjoyed the film, but I was like, it gets too much.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think
series.
I think if they do get the right cast and they manage, I don't know, it could be good. It could be good. But I totally understand what you mean. But I think if they go about it the right way, then I think it could be really good. But yeah. Quite cool. They've announced the cast of that, and the last bit of news I have is that Wonder Woman 2, the set of Wonder Woman 2, is going to be the first film to use the new anti-sexual harassment guidelines which have been released, which you can read in full online. But I think the general idea of it is that they're going to be training everybody on the set.
Give everyone electric collars.
Yeah.
And they get a little bit aroused and they get zapped. Frisky.
Yeah, no, might be a better way. But yeah, they're going to have some sort of training that they just tells them what they should and shouldn't be doing. And there's going to be two elected people on every set. Like we said, it's kind of annoying that Wonder Woman is going to be the first one to be.
It's absolutely insane that you need people to do this. It's like saying, we're going to make sure we got no murders on set. We're going to have a police stood by in case anyone loses their fucking mind.
It's absolutely terrible, but at least they are putting things in place so that. But yeah, there's two people, and they said
surely
they would
people
ideally.
would see this anyway.
Huh?
Probably they don't need like examiners watching them. Surely there should be people like
No,
the
no,
whole
no.
thing and be like.
No, they're not. They're not examiners. They're two people on set. I haven't even told you what it is yet. Two people on set, and they said, ideally it would be one male, one female that can just be there, so that if anybody does feel like they have been harassed or like mistreated in any way, they go to these people and they tell them, and then it's reported straight away.
Like counsellors.
Wow.
Why are they on the set though? Couldn't you do that if you had them on a phone number?
Well,
it seems really odd. It seems really crazy. It just seems a bit odd. It's just a bit sad that has to be in place.
I know. It's like people just watching to make sure that no one's harassing anyone. It's terrible.
They have to, but I don't know how that would work. Because how close do you have to watch pretty close?
I don't think the idea is that they're going to be watching. I think that they're there that people feel like.
Well, they're for support.
They can
it's
go
odd.
to
And also, it's funny that that's the film.
It's
and
very
you just read
sad.
this.
It's very sad. Like, you don't have that artwork, right? There's a man and a woman in the office. So if you feel like you're getting sexually abused or mistreated, you go and tell them about it. It's very sad, but at least they're trying, which is good, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of annoying that Wonder Woman's going to be the first, because it feels like a massive like press move, because obviously all of the
stuff with Wonder Woman,
all the stuff surrounding that was annoying. It should just be straight in place.
One of them's done so well. It's only done so. It's a sad thing, that film. There's so much better films.
Yeah.
By female directors as well, and this one has been
female
picked up on.
Female directors and much better female leads.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It is good news. But like I say, like you said, actually, it's just really annoying that Wonder Woman is going to be the first set to be putting the guidelines in place. Because surely they have the guidelines now. They should just start doing it straight away. It feels like a big press move that it has to be Wonder Woman, but anyway.
And it's also saying about that. It's the same with like the same about all male directors and all that kind of stuff. But it's like but they're not making all male films, are they? They're making films with female leads, and it's making.
Yeah. That's sort of saying earlier. It's annoying that they've picked out this all of the Golden Globe Best Director nominations were male. Well, if that's the way it fell, that's the way it fell. I mean,
it clearly wasn't.
That's the wrong battle to be fighting in my mind.
Like Lady Bird was at the top of loads.
Yeah, exactly. In my mind, that's the wrong battle to be fighting. Yes.
I think it's worth to have
if there's been 10 films that were clearly the best films of the year, and 5 of them were female directors and 5 of them were male directors, and they were all as equally good, and they picked all the male directors, then you could go, okay, hang on. But if they're the best films, then you can't just start putting. That's like.
It's done.
Yeah.
I think it's bad enough having like best actor and best actress. It should just be best actor and have it as one. Like either have more nominations.
I thought we were going to start doing that.
I don't get what they have.
It annoys me most of the time because
separating genders otherwise.
Yeah, well, yeah, and also it's annoying because sometimes the winning male or whatever, there could have been like a way better female performance than his, but there was a better female performance than hers, so that person wins. But do you know what I mean? The second best female might be better than the male, or vice versa. There might be 2 excellent male performances, but they can't both win.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
The vice versa.
Is that not?
It's vice versa, isn't it?
Vice versa. Vice versa. Oh yeah. Vice versa. Oh, now neither of them sound right.
It's vice versa.
Oh, it's like when you say a word over and over again, it doesn't sound like a real word.
Anyway. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's stupid to just give it like 8 nominations instead of. Because you're separating genders, and it's not like toilets where you need to do that. No, it's just doing.
It's how good your acting is.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's getting political.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us for week 2. If you joined us for week 2, you know where to find us.
Week 2? It's week 22, love.
I mean 2 of the year.
Week 2 of 2018.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking in the shower earlier?
Yeah.
How gorgeous I am. I was thinking in the shower earlier.
My hair is now. Yeah.
If we do 20 weeks again and take a break.
Yeah.
That would be May, because obviously it's 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Not finished 5, yeah. That would be when Solo's out. I wonder if our last week would fall on Solo. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I don't know what week in May it would fall on. Probably the last week, so I think it would probably fall on.
Your birthday.
Yeah. Well, shit me a star line. We're done here. We're done here, right?
We're done here, yeah.
See you next week. You know where to find us if you listen to this to the end.
Yeah. And if you don't, just click on something relatively near to this link and I'm sure you'll find it.
If you've listened this far, you've got the time to like it or comment or subscribe or just give us some attention because we'd love it.
Yeah, we love attention.
Love attention. Right. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.